we use Dropbox. There's other ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different other ones. But
I'm just like coming from a one-man band, and now, like you said before, like a lot of cooks in the kitchen. It's true. Like,
yeah, you have a really unique situation though.
Yeah.
We have a lot of cooks in our kitchen.
do you
but
paint,
a lot of
do you
cooks,
paint too?
yeah,
You guys, all three of you guys paint.
all 5 of us.
Five.
There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Everybody, they're down the shore right now. It's Sea Isle. We left Tuesday night to come back. We're going back Saturday
Who's
morning.
we? Who came back?
Me and Kev.
You and Kev came back.
We did 3 jobs this week. We're going back Saturday. So it's like busy. There's a lot of shit going on.
People are getting ready for the summer.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
How many people, like, you guys could use more than 5 people? But
5's a good number because it's like we're getting enough work. But now we're looking at Doylestown townhomes, like those 240 units, and I'm like, we're gonna be here for like 4 months. Like we have to.
Where's that at?
There's one in Chalfont that we just quoted, and then there's the new one that she gave a number. I don't know enough of the clients because I just came in last year, so I don't really know who it was. It was Winchester or something.
Are you guys moving into the more production builder for like the volume?
No, these are like it's an association.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But they loved what they did before. They were so easy to work for. I mean, because nobody had complaints about Cestrian. They're very like respectable, no mess ups, and then the
well, I mean, with jackets like that,
oh, it's how I go to work. It's how I gotta work.
you look like you're showing up for like soccer practice,
Dude, that's why I love him. Like I can relive like my soccer days. I could put fucking socks on right now.
Yeah, like does anybody ever ask you for like autographs or anything like that?
Maybe once I grow my mustache back.
When you get your mustache, do you just like speak random Italian gibberish when you walk into places?
Like, oh my god.
What is that, dude?
Like, oh, can you unlock your door? I got to paint your house now.
Just like come up juggling a soccer ball, like.
I actually, Kev, because he always has an eye for like sports stuff, like the soccer. I was like, yeah, dude, it was on Amazon for like $30, and then we sent them over to Newtown Printing.
And you got them embroidered.
Yeah,
those are.
And then we got like 3/4 zips for the golf. So that's why I wanted to know what you wanted.
There was a time where like I got we got like the order bill, and I was like, holy shit, we spent that much money on clothing. But now it's like, fuck it, like this stuff's cool as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it helps so much. It's like a weird flex in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into fashion, but I'm not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
I'm into like I wear pretty much the same thing every day, but it's got to look different than what everybody else is wearing.
It has to reflect you.
Yeah,
like
so
how you like to.
Our logos are like the way we market ourselves. Like everything is just kind of like our style. And
yeah.
Like so, a while ago, I was like, dude, if we're that style, like. We would wear these sweatshirts. We wouldn't wear those sweatshirts.
Yeah,
like, we would
right.
Yeah.
You know, like so we differentiate ourselves. Like it's kind of an odd, like this jacket's a huge example of that. It's like
yeah, it's very European and like
you show up to do an estimate, and I notice that Cestrian shows up. That's a fresh jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are unique right off the bat. There's always It's some people might not appreciate that, but the subtlety is there. For sure.
And like with Torissi painting, I didn't even put any thought. I just loved tank tops. So I was like, I'm fucking making like this 80 tank tops. And I gave them to all my friends. And I didn't even know this was going to be a thing. They're like, dude, can we have like 2 more of them? Like, it is my favorite shirt. And when someone tells you the shirt you gave them is their favorite shirt, you're like, I am honored. You know, it's like, I will, I would, every time you see him, my one buddy, Blake, always had the fucking shirt on. I'm like, dude, I know how you feel about that shirt because I have a couple of those shirts. So I was like, I never thought, like,
Dude,
like.
we made a shirt back in the day that was like, we ran the shit out of. And it was just Defend Philly. And it was like, it just said Defend Philly in bold letters on a shirt and had an AK-47 with like the Philadelphia skyline on the top of the gun. Yeah. And do you remember that?
I think I do.
Yeah. This shirt, dude, when the Flyers were in season, we ran orange and black. When
That's
and
awesome.
this shirt, I get like maybe we're years out of it. We're like 15 years away from this now. So like maybe 2 times a year I'll get someone sending me like a picture of you now on Instagram, and they'll be like, I was at Temple's campus. This dude had your shirt on. And it'll be like, sometimes it's like a homeless guy.
Yeah,
the shirt's
sometimes it's some dude on like a SEPTA bus just riding the bus, and it's like an older guy just wearing a shirt. You're like, someone you don't think would be wearing that shirt, but like years later, someone's still rocking this shirt
I
that you
know.
designed. It's kind of
If
weird,
you-
but
Yeah, I mean,
if you make your work clothes,
Yeah.
like my whole thing fundamentally is you got to wear clothes.
I mean,
In our culture, unfortunately,
Yeah.
you got to wear clothes. So like, why the fuck would I go to Armani or Hugo Boss or whatever these fucking stores are that put their logo all across the shirt to just walk around like some asshole, like, oh, I have all the money. You're wearing some other dude's company shirt.
you're advertising.
And I literally be like, why wouldn't I make my own company shirt
Yeah.
so legit that people would wear my shirts and not even know that they're construction shirts? And it's happened where people are like, what's up with that? What's up with your logo? Like, what do you guys do?
yeah.
And I'll be like, hey, we're in construction. They're like, all right, whatever. We got
Questions
a
are
weird
good,
one
though.
the other day. What was it? Versace or somebody said
It was like
something
a
weird.
black market, white market. What was it? What's that?
You
Like
guys
white
look
We
like-
will
Horse,
never
black
know.
market.
Yeah.
Every time we bring it up, we just don't fucking know.
Yeah, somebody compared
Black
us to
tie,
like some
yeah.
sort of like logo thing, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I looked it up, and I was like, "Wow, that's like a high-end fashion company."
Yeah.
Like,
But no,
I was
it's like
it's kind of weird.
And then when we embroider the patch, like when we put that not in the traditional spots on the t-shirt, it looks fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
big putting the logo. We did this with the Baller brand tees. We would put the Baller brand back in the day, the B's on like the lower back side. So it's like I hate, like, I got something recently. I got a hat from this company, like Relentless Betrayal or something, and it was a dope hat. It was the sink all the ships or something hat.
Right.
And when I got it, underneath the brim is their logo, like super big. It takes
Burn
up
the
brim.
ships, yeah.
And it's literally like the reason they put the logo up underneath the hat like that is so when you take a selfie, the logo is upside down, like is the right side up on the picture. Like
yeah, they thought ahead.
so I'm like pissed. I'm like, dude, this would have been a way cooler hat if you didn't put your fucking logo
Right.
so big all over it. So like I think you just be real subtle. And then like with our winter jackets that we had, we just do like the logo on the chest, and then we had just like a little one on the backside. And that came from when I had Tradition Construction back in the day. Ariel, my wife, was like, you should just put like hashtag Tradition Construction on the back there, because like her butt's like
There.
it exists. So I'm like, well, if everybody's gonna be staring at your butt, it might as well be advertising.
Advertise, yeah.
So then
I got
ever since-
45 new followers. Honey, where did you go?
yeah, dude, McCaffrey.
I squatted
Go to the
today.
grocery store again. Yeah, so like that's where it came from. And just doing cool little things, because like the traditional construction T-shirt, where it's like you put your logo on it, you put your name on it. It's
And a number.
this so and so construction, and then the number real big, and then
Yeah.
you put the parentheses around the thing. And I'm like, I'm doing really cool work. You don't need my phone number.
Yeah.
If you want to know who's doing this, it's
Ask
you're-
our client.
You're gonna go through. We want you to go through the effort to find us.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of like if you're not. We found that like if you're too easily found, like you get people that like aren't your customer.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
right.
at the same time. So like the goal was to like represent when we are places. So like when we show up in force with like the whole team or whatever, everybody's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
the whole,
Everyone's
whole
wearing
pirate
something.
ship's here.
Yeah.
You got like this many people. Everybody's wearing the same gear. And then just like representing that way and just look cool and be comfortable. You got to wear clothes.
Dude,
Why not wear your own shit?
Yeah. But
That's a cool. I want that.
Yeah, but it's what it is too. It's younger guys that will wear the apparel. Like it goes back to the industry is just changing so much to be more of an attractive business to own these days and things to do. Everyone's like, "Oh, wow, you're a painter." Like, dude, 20 years ago, if someone said like, oh, "Okay," like like, and
They
I'm
kind
not,
of
you
like
just
they
thought you
kind of
were
like
like-
look
you were
away.
like-
and
yeah, like, oh, hide your wallet, you know.
listen to like hair metal and
Yeah.
smoke weed all day.
And then they see young guys, with degrees or without degrees, doesn't matter. They're like, dude, these guys took a risk to become, home builders and painters. Like, we're in a good spot, and that's why I keep.
You're also in the high end spot, right?
Yeah.
Like you do very good work, and when you're in that work, painting's an art. Like
Yeah.
what you guys do in a house.
What do we do in a house?
No, what you do in a house.
I'm trying to read your lips and listen to
Fucking
this.
paint.
I'm like,
no,
what?
what you do in a house is art. Because when you
Yeah.
go from a typical guy just calling a painter to like touch up a room or whatever, and then you go
Yeah.
to the
Craigslist Kevin.
Craigslist Kevin, then you go to you guys. It is a completely different ball game that no one understands
Yeah.
until they've had work done
Yeah.
at that level. And then once you do, it's like, oh, like I get it.
That's the said with anything. Like you don't
Yeah.
know. Like you can see a Rolls Royce, right? but until you sit down into that seat
And
touch
understand
that
everything.
leather,
Yeah.
and the car starts and the seat moves into place, and it's just like, wow, it's like I'm being cradled by a fucking cloud right now. You understand, like, oh, this leather is the softest thing I've ever touched.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no shit, this car's that much money. I understand why.
Yeah.
But it's like it might not be like, I'm not going to buy one of those cars.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
right.
But a lot of people do. So you have to be, you have to know your market, your customer.
Yeah. And that's
your
what-
customer wants that shirt.
Yeah. And it's on its way. I told Kev, I'm like, dude, I don't want to bring one shirt for Andrew and not one for John. And then I get here and she's like, no, John doesn't wear shirts. I'm like, oh, fuck. But I'm still going to bring shirts. I mean, but going back to it, like, dude, I finally told the customer today because he's like, look, we're going to be gone for 2 days. I kind of just want to they just had a baby like 2 weeks ago. And they were like, we just kind of want to get these stuff done. I was like, all right. And he came in today and I picked out like probably 20 nail pops in the ceiling. And he's like, what's going on here? And I was like, no, like this is me just prepping the ceiling, so, and I kind of finally got it through him. Like, when you asked me to do all 3 ceilings on each floor, I couldn't do it because I have a day of prep for each ceiling. You know what I mean? And so he was like, dude, I had no idea that, like, so I finally, the lights are showing. He's like, because I told him, like, I'm not going to let you call me back in a month and say, why is this nail coming through my roof? I want to make sure soup to nuts, everything is done. You won't even have to look at anything.
Do you think there's any benefit in like doing more on social media to like show that? Because like there aren't that many people taking painting and prep to the degree that you are. We see a lot of painters. We've used a lot of different painters, and
There's maybe one or two on Instagram.
There's probably one or two.
And that's it. And we can name them,
within-
but we're not because we're here with you.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think it would be a unique thing to consider. It is a lot of work on one of you guys, but like showing
That conversation particularly.
yeah, just that in and of itself. If you say you made a video about that,
Yeah.
potentially hundreds of people could be educated very quickly, and then without even being negative towards all your competition,
Yeah.
people would be very clear as to why they would want to choose you over, or what they're getting, or when you show up in your more money,
This is
they know the other guy doesn't do that, perhaps.
This is the FOMO experience. That once you learn about something and you realize that you didn't buy the best of the best, you're immediately in your mind, because we were talking about a drone. Like someone yanked our drone from our possession. And
Yes, I saw one of the drones.
and we're gonna find those motherfuckers, but we're gonna find that fucking
The
drone.
drone has got some tracking.
Let's go.
The drone
got
is
the
gonna be
Russian one.
found. But when he said the last time he bought the drone, last time
What the fuck is this fire alarm gonna go off?
It's all
I
funny.
always thought that was post production. I never knew that was now.
Because some of it's post, some of it's
now I'm like,
so when he buys like the drone, then he realizes like there's a newer model out. Everyone wants that newer model. When you start to learn the expertise and like the technical thing of what you do, people are like, oh, I don't want my other painter. I want these guys. So
Yeah.
when you show the super detailed, super high quality, and what makes it and what separates you there, people are gonna find that extra $1,000 or $2,000 or $10,000 to pay you guys.
well,
And then the other counter argument would be maybe they do a little extra and they don't want to share that with the competition. But I'll tell you what, the competition never works as hard as you do.
yeah, that's true.
You can show them all you want, and they still
They're still not gonna do it.
they still don't take advantage
Look.
of it. You can literally yell. I know people personally that we don't really compete with, but like I want to do better, and you yell them right in the face, and they'll be like, "Nah."
yeah. I mean, going back to that question, because I do struggle with this. Like, I struggle with trying to understand where they
Social
want to
media.
go. Yeah, I don't have a phone. No, like it's new age and old age approaches with Sestrian right now. Colin, you said competition on Instagram and stuff, and I think
Colin said Kevin's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think he sees it. I don't know. I mean,
Colin is the founder of Session.
I was told to come on this podcast, and I have to explain what Session means also. So
we will get to that. I'm
Right.
aware of that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he's like, you don't even know what it means. I'm like, yeah, I do. And then I tried, and he's like, he just started shaking his head. He's like, don't just stop. Please don't say that. I'm like,
Did you just pull your phone out and you have just like?
I was like,
dude, you should have a.
Like, hold
you
on, I
should
have to
voice-
play this.
You should have a voice memo. Are you gonna do it in a British accent?
no, I can't. It's humiliating. I did that at Kevin's best man speech, and Colin was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That's what I sound like. That's not what I sound like. Get off!" Like he was like, "Dude, get off." But he thinks I think what we do sets us apart. You know, all the little stuff that we do makes our end result stand apart from what else you see in other people's homes. But I think, and this was back in when there wasn't social media and stuff. But you don't reveal that to the other tradesmen. You know, you don't tell them what you do.
You don't think they know?
Well, I mean,
I don't. I think with that many years of experience, I think you've doing something, and at that level, do you think Tom Brady, as a 10-time Super Bowl participant, 7-time Super Bowl ring holder, knows something that
you think?
guy,
Yeah,
No,
he's not going to tell you what he does.
No, I think he outworks everybody.
Well,
Everyone watches.
Well, maybe that's what he knows.
Yeah.
but I try to stay realistic about, like, we want to continue. You know, I saw when I came on, I just came on in August, so I saw that they were trying to be more proactive in posting and some pictures and stuff. And when I was with my company in Pittsburgh, I was like, I'm just gonna post like the stuff that I find fun, and like it wasn't even usually it was like, oh, I'm staying in like a shed today, and it was like this cool cedar shed. And I like the live footage more, like stories, and you know what I mean? Because I can engage people. I'll be like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And then I could just respond, But I know we're trying to broaden the social media presence.
Yeah, because you guys are funny guys.
Yeah, not a lot of people like know us either. Unless
You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
if you get like you and Kevin,
Yeah.
and then Kevin's like Colin's funny, like
yeah,
and you got Kevin's brother in there. So like
Dude.
there's gotta be, I know that the whole reason I brought this up is because like I know you're not doing it, and I know how funny you are, and I selfishly would like to see like a
Yes.
little bit more of like what goes on inside of what you're doing.
Okay, so real quick, I don't like to be on my phone. I try not to be, and that's obviously you're asking me why am I not doing this,
Why?
and then
Yeah.
I just try to have a healthy relationship. Like sometimes I find myself on Instagram like I don't need to fucking be on here right now.
But if you're on there for a purpose,
Exactly.
is it bad?
No, not at
Yeah.
all. Like when I'm finding good content, I'm like, this is why I have Instagram, right? To find new workouts or find people that motivate me or to find new trade or whatever. But I think if I had better equipment, I'd be more inclined. Because like I don't know if we hung out at this point of high school, but like I bought a VX 2100 to film skateboarding, and then
Yeah, I remember.
I just made videos galore. I just edited.
I remember
all,
the video
and like
days.
that makes me. I like that. So I feel like if I was more proactive in actually shooting a scene, like not a scene, but a situation at work where I'm like, I can see it in my head rather than just like pull my phone out and videoing. Then I would like to do that, but I'm not.
The way to do that though is with the GoPros.
Yeah,
You just get like
Right.
one GoPro, two
You skateboard?
GoPros.
not. I mean, yeah, but not anymore.
Can we convince my son that you're a professional skateboarder and then teach him how to skateboard?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, you
And
can
like
still skate.
Like a what?
You can still skate.
Yeah, but then I like fall over and I'm gone. I'm done for 10 months and my back's shot already. So
He's I haven't gotten him a skateboard yet, but all the other kids have a skateboard.
Now, who
Okay.
can we get over here to skate?
And
smelly.
Yeah.
and like all the other kids are like, he's not quite as good or whatever, and he's trying to get better, but he's trying to figure out how to get. But if we bring in a cool professional skateboarder
Smelly
Yeah,
would do
let's
it.
do
into
it.
the neighborhood,
Can-
dude.
Can you do that?
What?
Can you ask him to come skate?
Who? Smelly?
I'll pay him.
I don't even know where he's at right now, dude.
Put the bird call out there.
Why don't you hire a bunch of extras and I'll come in and I'll start signing autographs and shit? And I'll be like,
That's
"Oh
what I'm
my-
saying. Like
I'll
if you
do it,
come,
sure, and
if
I
we-
won't land a
if you wear,
kickflip,
like,
then
your-
he'll know I'm not a professional skateboarder. What?
Dude, all you got to do is ollie. You'll blow the kid's mind.
Dude, I'll definitely. Actually, it's funny.
And he'll like ollie off the shitty road you have. And just
Yeah.
like,
No, they paved.
oh, they finally paid.
That's
us?
why
yeah.
everyone's skating now because they
Oh,
paved.
dude, there's
brand
dude,
new paved roads.
dude. Tell him about the half pipe we had.
Oh yeah. All right. So
Dude, he had a half pipe. I had a half pipe.
Yeah.
Everybody had
That
half
was-
pipes.
well, no,
There was like a year of everybody was just like, I'm building my own skate
Yeah,
ramp.
it was like there was like 3 of us. So it was like me, you, and I. There was that random kid.
There
That
wa-
nobody ever went to their house. I felt really bad for him. I'd be like, dude, do you want to come over? You can come to my house. But yours
Yeah.
is too big. I really couldn't go in.
Oh,
yours.
dude, ours was a death trap.
And everyone that went on there, came off with a
built it?
broken
You and
arm.
Timmy?
Dude, me and Timmy built this like dude, it was like so the half pipe, I gotta find a picture of it. My dad might have a picture of it for sure. It was in my mom's backyard. My mom had no fucking clue what she signed up for. So my brother always had like a way of like leveraging his birthday. And it was April 23rd. So it's coming up. And he was like, dude, I really want a half pipe. And she's like, oh, okay, you can have that. She's like, I was like, all right, cool. My brother, and this is like early internet. This is how smart my brother is. My brother had like the birthday before had gotten a fucking computer. So like he had gone onto like the deep web, found building plans for a half pipe with the material lists. Comes to my mom. It's like, yeah, he's like 11. Right? It's like turning 11. This is like $1,000 plus in wood.
Yeah.
Like, it's like $1,500. It was a ton of wood. We got the wood delivered. My mom's like, how
You
we
bought new wood?
Oh, that was brand new wood. That's all from him. My mom's like, how's this wood getting here? Like, how are you getting this? Oh, how are you getting this wood here? My brother was like, real casual. No, deliver it. Like, I don't know. Like, so my dad helped us a little bit, but like we did it, and we had to like we had to do a bunch of shit. Like, but the one side didn't have a railing. Because like the evergreen tree was there, so my brother was like, "Ah, fuck it." Like, if you go off, the tree's there to catch you. You're good, dude.
So it was a full half
It was
pipe.
a full fucking half pipe.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And dude,
That's awesome.
the end of the story finishes with this dude, like, I think his name was Eric. I sold this fucking half pipe like 10 years later.
Eric Mark?
On Craigslist. This dude
Oh.
shows up, had cleared out, like, he worked for like a telecom company and took his telecom, like his Verizon van, shout out, pulls up, emptied all the racks out of the van and loaded the entire, mind you, this is like 10 years later, the plywood almost.
I'm like, yo, what? How does this
the
thing
plywood is destroyed, but the frame's still good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up taking this whole thing apart, right? Putting it in his, labeling it piece by piece, putting it in his trailer, or in his van, 2 or 3 trips. Like, I didn't even live at my mom's house at the time. Showing up, I'm like, oh, you're still good. Took him like a whole weekend. And my brother calls me up after I like give my brother like some of the money, and I'm just like, my brother's like, this fucking idiot could have built this half
I
pipe
know.
in the amount of time it took him to cart it out of mom's backyard, take it to his house, and put that shit back together and realize it's completely fucked.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I was like, all right, dude, like, you want to buy this thing? Like, cool.
Yeah, you're too young to be like, yeah, well, I want money, so
yeah,
sure.
dude, like,
yeah,
I was like,
take
yeah,
it.
dude, like, I'm like 20 years old. I'm like, yeah, like, me and my brother are going to hit the jackpot on this. Like,
I can't believe you
I
fucking sold it. Mine was just gone one weekend. My dad's like, yeah, we just took it down. I mean, it had holes in it. Like, I remember when I wanted to build it, I'm like, Dad, I want to build a half pipe. He's like, all right, I would get in the fucking truck and go to the Toll Brothers. I hope they're not listening to this. I would just dumpster dive for plywood and 2x4s, and I would be like, all right, this will work, I guess. And then it lasted like as long as it did, and then it collapsed. And I was like, all right, well, it's kind of free half pipe. So
yeah, my mom sponsored ours.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sponsored by Tiff.
that's what our parents did.
Too much.
Yeah.
Not Tiff.
I like that
Sponsored
sound.
by Tiff.
Yeah, dude, my mom's house was fucking lit.
Dude, Tiff is awesome.
Dude, my mom had like just a pack of dogs and no rules.
I remember I was like, I'm going to Andrew's. And Mom was like, huh? What? Okay. Oh, wait. GPS coordinate. She was like, niggas sure to call me. No, I'm just kidding, dude. They fucking loved your mom.
No, your mom.
3 missed call-ins. We're calling the police.
No, that was fun. That was like the Wild Wild West, like going over there. I was like, I could do whatever I want.
Yes.
And I don't have to go to bed ever. So I just ended up. I think Timmy was always playing video games. Like,
Dude, Timmy, my brother one summer, like, my brother went through phases. Like, it was every like 3 to 6 months, he would just completely shift up what he was about, like overnight. And my brother went through this like 6-month phase where he was insanely good at Halo on Xbox. Like, he just got on there and was just good. And just, dude, my it got to the point where my mom would like be like, what dude, do I hear something? And my brother would be down into the basement with the volume all the way down, and my mom would just hear the clicking or something like that with the fucking basement door closed.
No,
And that my mom's a light sleeper, and she would just come down and she'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And my mom's so loud, right?
Yeah.
So she'd be like, and now I'm up. The whole house, I'd be like, "Oh, Timmy's playing video games." He was really good.
I remember. Well, he started in his bedroom because your bedroom was upstairs.
He just like made the basement his.
That's
for
where
a
we
little-
slept.
for a little
We had
while.
all those weird.
That's what I
like-
did.
Yeah, it was
I
like
did that.
orgy couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had like
Smelled weird.
Huge ass couch. Yeah, it smelled like
Farts.
dogs. Yeah, farts and
Farts.
dogs.
I liked farting down there. I just felt safe. No one ever questioned my farts. I could.
Yeah,
I was like,
dude, you
I
could
think
live
that's why I
with-
liked going over there. Honestly.
Yeah, just high five, dude. That was a good one.
Yeah.
No rules, dude. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I said I did the same thing with my basement.
Oh, made it.
And then we had, we all grew
Dude,
up
your
in the-
parents had straight up fucking abandoned you for a year.
They did. They left.
Have we talked about
We
this?
have. We have, definitely. But for-
Yeah, his
like-
parents like left to move to the next place they were all gonna live, and they're like, John was still in high school. They're like, you're well behaved kid. We'll see you in a couple of months.
Just
Yeah.
With like
they left like probably like they left for like February, March, somewhere in there, and then I had to stay all the way until like September until I went to college, and they left me with the fucking house, and they're like, oh, you got to finish packing up the stuff and like finish packing up this, move it out there, and I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I threw all my dad's tools out, like, I threw them in the dumpster, like threw everything out. They would come back. I think they came back once and checked in. He's like, where are all the tools? I was like, oh, I just cleaned out the garage, like everything's. That was good.
oh my god.
You guys grew up in the era where we started with the turn dial TV,
Yeah, we
right?
had that.
You had to click the channels, and then it went to
And then the oldest cousin or brother
then went to remote,
had
and then it went to digital cable, where like you could and like the the
55.
screen.
He had 55 channels. or
Yeah, it
something.
would like come in and like you had some sort of a menu, like it was that whole era. Dude, I remember we got that in the basement. It was like History Channel. They had the Military Channel. That thing was lit.
Oh yeah, the military channel blew our minds.
Yeah, that was fucking cool as hell.
Yeah.
That was like your
That-
first glimpse into the
That and Car Vision. There was like a car
Oh,
channel
yeah.
that went bankrupt.
yeah.
I just only remember Cinemax at 12 o'clock.
I was
Every
gonna
Friday
bring
night.
Scramble, what scrambly screen?
We'd be playing SOCOM, and all of a sudden my guy's just like, just sitting there, and they're like, "God damn it, Joe!" And I'm like, "What's up, guys?" I'm sorry. They're like,
Dude, you remember SOCOM?
"Oh yeah, dude."
There's
they
a
just-
there was a couple fucking levels in SOCOM that were so complicated to pass.
I sucked at that game.
I did too.
I just
couldn't-
never.
What's so
It was.
Sorry, I don't
It
know.
was SOCOM was like the
Navy
Navy SEAL
SEALs,
game.
It was
yeah.
like before Call of Duty.
Yes,
Oh.
and
It was
on
way ahead of its time.
It was like after Rainbow Six.
PlayStation
before Call of
2. There's still like clans that go on and play on PlayStation 2. I mean, this was like couple years ago, but I saw like videos of people still playing SOCOM 2 on a PlayStation 2 online because it was the first one of those first like online live games that you could play with people. And I sucked. So I was like, well, I might as well go watch. I was in the basement,
And it was
so
all
I would
the-
just go to my Cinemax and I would just hang out for a little bit.
All the kids
Yeah.
and all the guys that ended up
going,
dusting
yeah.
Bro,
cash.
Showtime
let's go.
Cinemax at midnight, bro.
Blurry
You hear your
screen.
mom come, you hit recall,
Oh.
that's all you sleeping.
oh,
You
dude.
know you gotta change the channel real quick, bro.
Fucking, these are the-
why is it- why is it
What
hot
you
down
what
here?
you don't know, she's like peeking her head around the banister, and you're like your blanket's just like,
yeah, bro.
and she's just like, "Hey, Gilmar, what are you doing? Do you need anything?"
Nothing.
And you're just like,
They knew
Now-
exactly what was going on.
Nowadays, I hear stories about mothers walking past their son's room, open the door, and like throwing them paper towels. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
dude, obviously there's something going on. Like we don't know.
"Oh, dude, my mom would blow our spots up."
Oh, I just
Dude,
hear
we-
like
dude, we-
mothers being so supportive now. Like, okay, here, honey, that's a great
Dude,
job.
Kevin Schoen was here for this. We're in Vail, Colorado. My mom is foolish enough to take me, my little brother, Kevin, and Tommy Herter, like, jumped on the trip last second. My
I
mom's
did
like,
hear
I
about this
guess you
story.
can come. He's like, I already got a ticket. My parents said I can go. And she's just like, all right. So he just like crashes.
Tommy.
Yeah.
I do remember. Do you still talk to him?
Nah, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Okay, I think he lives up in. All right, continue. I don't want to. I'm gonna sidetrack. I knew I was gonna do this. So.
Dude, Tommy Herger was in the fucking bathroom showering for like way long. And my mom would do this to like me and my brother all the time back home, but like Tommy wasn't used to being around my mom all the time. the server comes up to us in like this like restaurant that we're eating at dinner, and she's just like, we would have been here earlier, but somebody took a long shower. You know, like just would blow every time the server come up. My mom was like blowing like.
Poor
Don't
Tommy.
do it again.
We're gonna have to clean the shower curtain extra, like just shit
trying
like that.
to be like, yeah.
And my I was like, "Hey, this is bad. Shut up!" And me and you're all like, "You fucking know better." My mom just like, "Well, rip you apart." Like,
Poor Tommy finally got like a shower by himself in like a hotel room, and
Yeah, he's probably like
Poor
literally
Tommy.
like reading a book or something. He's like, I can't read anymore. It's time to do it in bed, like normal people.
I don't think that's what it was going on. It was People Magazine.
I mean, I read in the shower. That's why Trish is, why do you take such long showers? It's more of shitting. I was like, well, I'm reading porn. No, she's like, I know every time. This was like insulting because like this was a big. All right, if we're gonna start talking about this now, this is a huge conversation. We just started living together like before we moved back to Pittsburgh for a year. So I was like, dude, and COVID happened, and I would never ever to even think about it in the house when she was home. I was like, I can't do that. That is unfaithful. I will never do that. And now we're having conversations like, yeah, every time you go shit, I'm pretty sure you're jerking off. I'm like, I swear, it's like every 3 or like in the morning when you're not awake. Like at least I'm trying, you know. Oh, it's fucking bad. I was like, don't get into this topic. I told myself, I pulled into the thing. I was like, 3 things don't talk about. Super intimate things, porn, and jerking off. All the same thing. But if I could just tell myself everything,
at some point you'll get comfortable enough with your wife and just start jerking off like next to her.
Oh, the
And
other
then
day.
she can either join, jerk off herself, or you can have sex. Like either one of
I
those.
said that.
The outcome's going to be the
I
same.
was humiliated. She was like, just go jerk off. I'm like, you just told me to go jerk off when I wanted like to have sex, but you're like, no, it's fine. Just go take care of it. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you're just a roommate now. You're not even my wife. You're just someone I live with. I'm just going to jerk off around. That's fucked up. I said that to her exactly. And she just looked at me. I was like, yeah, think about it. You were okay with me just like going rubbing one out and then coming back down to eat dinner. Like, dude, we need to have sex then. We need to have sex. If this is the case, I hope my fucking mom doesn't listen to this. I know she's going. She's like, oh, honey, you want a podcast? Which one? Send me the link. I'll be like,
Shout out, mom.
The way we market this show, which like started out as a joke, but we realized it was just having really good results. Was people were like, "Oh, you guys have a podcast? What's it called?"
yeah, how do you tail to a client?
It's just not for you.
Yeah.
I've looked clients in the face and been like,
Don't listen.
"It's not for you," and they've been like,
Now I need to
and then
listen.
they need to listen. We have a ton of clients that listen to this. We gave like,
Great.
What are you gonna
Good
do?
to know. Yeah.
I am who I am.
We
Yeah.
put ourselves out there. We put ourselves out there on Instagram far enough. Like it's,
Yeah, like that's kind of like we definitely we talked a little bit about it on the podcast, but like we've had those conversations off the podcast a bunch of times where I was just like,
Do we say this? Do we leave it in? Do we take it out?
Fuck.
well, not even that. Like we had all those conversations before we even agreed to
Gotcha.
start doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what? Like, how far can we go? And I'm like, are we cursing? And John's like, oh, how the fuck? And I was just like, I was like, oh, well, there we go. We're cursing on the like that's it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, then I was like,
you gotta be yourself.
I asked I asked a lot of these questions like before. I was like, can we curse? And John was like, oh, yeah. And I was like,
What's the
wow,
worst
what
that gonna
fuck?
happen? Like,
Well, then
Yeah,
I realized
really.
like the more and more we get into this, like the more and more I cannot be not us.
Yeah. Especially
Like I like the less and less I think like we're capable of censoring ourselves. If that's like if you can understand what
I
I'm
can
kind of saying,
turn
like the more and more it's like not an addiction's a wrong way to say it, but it's like once the cat's out of the bag, the cat's out of the bag. Like you don't put it back in.
I can turn into a yes sir, yes ma'am instantly. Polite Southern accent. Turn that shit on.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
But that's not authentic. It's not us. It's not what we do.
Well,
People
it
see
is.
through
It is when you're in the presence of like someone that needs to be addressed that way.
True.
But it's like
Old
you,
ladies,
you know,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you
No
look.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I actually enjoy doing that because then I feel like I am being respectful.
You hit
Instead
a
of
lady
being-
with a yes ma'am the other day.
I did. That was one of our clients' moms. Shout out.
Exactly.
Forgot to fucking call today. Sorry if you're listening.
Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila, if you're listening, I forgot to
She
call
does
Chase's mom. But I'll do that tomorrow.
Chase's mom might have forgot that you were supposed to.
No, she texted me. Yeah, I'll fucking
And
that
we
one up.
Chase's mom texts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She texts. Maybe she listens to the podcast.
How old do you think she is?
75, 80, maybe 80.
She's a good looking woman.
R-
Or with respect. Chase.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say I had clients like put it in the mail. I'm like, put it in the mail. I'm not gonna put it in the mail. I'm gonna drive it there and put it in your mailbox. I'm not fucking mailing it just as much as you won't pick up your phone. I was like, so like, it's nice when people are like, yeah, or like I'd have to call them. Like now I gotta break down the whole quote on the phone call. But I mean, we kind of do it.
I don't mind picking checks up from people.
Yeah, picking checks up. It's
not
a little
because I like.
You talking about proposals?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they like mail it. I'm like, yeah, but what happens when you have a question? You're gonna write a letter back to me in feather and ink, and then I'm gonna have to get it and
Seal
be like,
it with the stamp.
and then it's gonna be like, no.
What if you had a wax thing that sealed the envelope?
With accessory, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. So that is an interesting theory. If you have customers that like mail their checks in, like I like to pick them up because I like to see them.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
do
like
too.
we don't like I need the money. Like it's not like I gotta get the
You
check.
get to catch up. Maybe
No, I'm
they have
like,
a
hey,
question.
like, well, a lot of times they have follow ups or like we got to meet, like, just like hear about what's going on. There's like things,
yeah,
project active, whatever. What if you just started replying to people that mail their stuff in? Be like, I'll mail it, just like with like handwritten like mail back. Be like,
Just want to see how
I
you
got your proposal. Be like, I mailed it.
We have one client that he's very old school. He mails us newspaper clips that he thinks that we want to.
Oh, that's cool.
He just mails it to us. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
that's sincere. That's
Yeah.
like it's like he's tagging you in a thing he read.
in a newspaper
Literally,
by sending it to.
he just clips it. He's like, oh, John might like this.
Yeah, I had one
I
client.
wonder how many people he does that for. Like, does he
Yeah.
have 10?
No, definitely
Is there 20?
just you. Definitely.
No, he's got
Definitely
a system
just
for
you.
sure.
Did you connect with him? Like, did he really?
Do you think
like
he has like a board that he's like, oh, I've only touched John 3 times this year. I gotta send him a newspaper.
This is like his.
I gotta stay in contact.
notification wall.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's just
Yeah,
like-
Big Don.
It is nice when people send you stuff, though.
Yeah, they're
like,
great. They're great.
They think of you. Man, I feel like
He hasn't
just went
beaten
all the way
61
off.
million on his pinball machine.
He what?
He cannot get above 61 million. He thinks he's losing a little bit touch with old age. He's very upset about it.
Yeah, he's a
He goes, I come up
pinball
here
machine
every
guy.
night. He plays pinball
Really?
on this one machine.
Is he single?
Yeah,
or
you're
is
talking
he
about
married?
you're talking about those dudes that are like still playing PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
This guy's getting jazzed by pinball machines.
Yeah, he's like 70. Like he's old school.
Damn. Does he have
Nostalgia.
tournaments? Like I know there's tournaments and stuff on it
There's
too.
tournaments.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh had them a lot. Yeah, a lot of guys would be like, I'm like, what are you doing this week? He's like, oh, I'm going to like, and they go to like these really cool places, and they have this just huge room of just pinball machines, and everybody plays and they record their scores, and I was like, dude, I never knew that was a thing, and it's like a league of people that do it.
There's probably a league for a lot of things.
What do you say though when you're done playing pinball? Like, dude, did you see that one flipper that like fucked up? Like, how do you talk about it? I don't. I'm just
dude,
like trying to think about. Oh my god.
Yeah, like what's up with that?
Like, dude.
Yeah, dude, that guy's wrist flick, dude, just like
Right. Yeah.
that's an illegal move, dude.
That
like,
form?
he took his palms off the glass to flick. Like that's too much. That's
Fo-
too much delta. Like some sort of like weird variable they got.
Yeah.
Like, yo, dude,
Did
you see
you
that
see the-
gamma he
I was,
threw on that?
I was gonna say apex. Did you see the apex of that
Yeah,
ball
dude,
there?
totally hit the vertices.
Like, nah, those flippers ain't relegation, dog.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
pinball.
right.
Yeah, dude.
You stepped over the line.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't do this barefoot. That's.
Yeah, right. In
No.
case I don't know, someone comes over and stomps your toe like it's a violation.
Yeah, no, you can't be too connected to the floor. You know, it's
Yeah.
an illegal move.
It blew my mind.
Do you remember that place TNT?
Yes,
That arcade
because I go to
place.
Classic Pistol and I'm
Gotcha.
like, oh my god, there's TNT right there.
Yeah,
It's
you remember
still there.
that? Like that place is like the perfect. Like, you don't want to meet your heroes, kind of thing. Don't go to TNT as an adult.
Oh, like the people that work there.
The whole place.
No, you're talking about when you're a kid, you used to look at someone like your hero.
You when you had a birthday lined up, you like you like roll into the kitchen, fucking hit a Capri Sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Look at the calendar.
Oh, till your birthday.
Oh
you
my
mean.
God, this Saturday.
Yes.
Johnny's birthday, TNT.
Or Grand Slam,
Shit's
right
gonna
across the
be-
street.
Oh, Grand Slam would be lit too.
Dude,
Yeah,
those were the-
batting cages.
the-
But like TNT was like this arcade.
I did have
and
one there.
Their TNT's bread and butter business is selling and repairing arcade machines. So they don't really like. They have an arcade room because they have arcade machines.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a birthday here. Clear out the kitchen." Like, dude, there's like fucking like
They had,
iced tea bottles.
Dude, they had this like screen that rolled down, and you'd watch like the same Looney Tunes cartoon
Yeah.
Every
fucking
birthday.
What
And
a
you were good. You were good if you were like if you were a decent enough friend in elementary school. You were due for like 3 or 4 of those a year.
Yeah. Talk about like capitalizing on your business. You're like, all right, guys, we repair pinball machines and we sell them, but we can offer birthday parties here. And they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They probably sold a lot of pinball machines.
no, but see,
Probably
from
did.
the birthdays, because there'd be like dads like me. If I had kids, I'd rolled in and be like, how much is this machine?
yeah,
So How
right.
much? You think it'd fit in the Suburban?
Yeah. For a birthday
You come
present.
home from a
done.
birthday, like dude, Ariel would be like, "What the? You took him to his birthday party. You come back with an arcade machine?
Yeah.
Like that's what would happen. That's probably what happened.
Because
like,
we
every
would
Saturday.
still play it
Oh yeah.
if it was in the basement.
We used to have a place like that in high school that we used to go eat every day.
Really?
So like
You'd eat in the dark ass dingy
it was
arcade.
called Papa Tees, and
Papa
like every
Tees.
day they had $1 fry and free drinks. So like we had I had $10 all week or whatever it was, $5 all week.
Sodas,
Yeah, I had $5 all week or whatever for
free soda.
it's free because they
Is
knew
open kids bar.
because you would
That's what that is. That's what that is.
because they knew you would spend money on the.
You just unlimited drinks. No, I'm
so
seeing,
fucked up.
I'm seeing a lot of shit here. Unlimited soda? Are you fucking kidding
No
me?
wonder.
No wonder, dude. I mean, you don't drink alcohol now, but
Because they would fucking you would just sit there and play pool. So we spent little amount of money on fucking food, but then we would play the games. So they would still capture the same amount of money.
Right, yeah.
So that was a cool place. This place is still there. It has one of those ceilings with like little boxes in them that are probably full of asbestos. Whatever those fucking like
Where's
old
this
copper
at?
ceilings are.
Where's this at?
Where I grew up in Montana.
And
you grew up in
you
Montana.
always like hold that back, like you're worried you're gonna like ruin the place. The show Yellowstone already ruined the
fucking
place. So John's always like, I don't want to tell people.
I know,
who
you
lives the
really-
place.
you're
too
like-
many people are gonna go there. I'm like, too many people have gone there now.
Most everybody I know is capitalized on that.
A TV show.
The TV, like they've all sold. All the farms are like
Really?
either sold.
I heard of Yellowstone. It was like a couple people told me about it.
I started the first season. I want to circle like
I didn't even
Okay.
watch it. I got frustrated.
Why? Because it's not really what Montana's
No,
like.
it's like certain things are like represented really well, and certain things are like Hollywooded out. But it's just you get frustrated because it's like the thing that makes that show unique is like the purity of Montana, and then that show almost ruins the thing that it's trying to like portray.
Yeah.
I still think it's
I can
very
understand
like
that.
I don't think there's a
sounds
million
like somebody needs to get
back to Montana.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
we need to go.
We
over
need
there.
to go.
right the
Now
thing. We start
that-
tearing-
I like that.
Maybe
I
we
see this is
maybe
more,
we get in the demolition business.
That would be a hell of a fucking trip for content. Like if you and I just went to Montana,
I'm not going to Montana just with you.
who else?
I'll
would
go.
bring in?
for sure.
I don't know.
With my reading books that I will supply everyone with in the bathroom.
yeah. Group literature. That's interesting.
Book
Was this a
club.
Navy ship in like World War II? It's like times are tough, boys.
And what do you think they did in those? Like just
They
jerked
shared-
off in the bed?
They just like don't let anybody see your girlfriend pics. Like
Yeah,
be
dude.
like, dude, be like, oh, this is my girlfriend back home. Be like, let me get that.
I think it was all mental.
You come back like I had a good time with it.
It's just like
hand
paste
her
it up
back.
to the wall.
Yeah.
I think it was all just off of memory. You know, what was that movie? Like, tsk, tsk, what are you doing? I'm taking snapshots. Isn't that workaholic? Dude, I mean, sometimes I still do that just to live it up, just to be like, how good are you at your memory? Let's try it out. Get in the shower, get some soap, and see what happens.
And we're back.
Okay, I told you. I was like, dude, this is
It's
Joe
like
talking to
it's
Joe.
like the
dude,
magnet in the fucking
Dude, Trish calls me, my fiance. She's like, "Yeah, you're Joey Too Far Torissi these days." Like everything I would talk about with my friends, at the end, like these are like my Pittsburgh friends. Like I met them out in Pittsburgh. We were all adults, but I would just talk about way too much stuff, and she'd just be like, "Dude," we would be driving home like, "Should have stopped." Like,
I know, but it was a great story. You
Yeah,
kept going.
feels good to talk about.
Yeah, but that's why we're like, I'm glad
Yeah.
you're back.
Yeah, me
glad you're
too.
back,
Thanks
dude.
for inviting me, man. Seriously, I didn't get the chance to thank
How
you
long were
guys.
you in Pittsburgh?
10 years.
Oh shit, you were gone a long
I was
time.
really worried
You
he
missed
wasn't
it for
coming
10
back.
years.
I really was worried there for a little bit.
Before I even was gonna come back, I called you when you were just starting Tradition, remember? And I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna like start going into business for myself, like doing, because I don't think sales is for me. I just got out of the corporate world, and you were like, yeah, when you come back, we're gonna have a sit down. I have some plans, and I remember talking to you about that, and that was up in fucking Connecticut on some expo, because I was working with these other kids I went to. Anyway, like they wanted to bring me on with something with the photography, and I was like, I kind of want to go home and like see what Andrew's doing or whatever. And then I stayed out in Pittsburgh and just started painting, because a bunch of my clients from what I would sell office furniture to were like, yeah, well, we're gonna get the office painted first. And then I was like, I can do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll paint
and then that's what started. And then I just stayed there, and that's how Torissi Painting started. And I just never lost momentum. And I was like, wow, it was pretty cool looking back on it. But now I'm, looking how everything evolved. Like, man, it's so crazy. It makes that 10 years seem like it was, dude, like 10 minutes. Just all those experiences.
Well, it just makes you look back at. We had the pleasure of talking to this guy. Me and Gilmore were talking to this guy earlier, and it was in reference to all the people that are home on unemployment right now. And like I asked him, I was like, well, how many people do you know on home on unemployment that could be working right now? And he said, fucking all of them.
Yeah.
And I said, I go, well,
especially in that business.
and I go, well, okay. Well, like, what's that mean, like, for the future of, like, jobs? It's so, I was like explaining to him how difficult it is for us to hire people right now. I was like, dude, we have 11 or 12 people. I need 20. It's going to take me, it would take me 2 years. It feels like it's going to take me 2 years to put together something like, and I appreciate that. Like, I'm not afraid of that 2 years because I know what the past 10 took.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, yeah, but like all those people that are staying home right now, they're going to be coming back to an employer's market.
Yes.
And he's like, they're going to come back, and the employers are going to set the terms and be like, oh, well, you just spent 2 years at home. Like, what upgrade in skills warrant an upgrade in income that you expect from, now entering the job market?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, a lot of people are going to be dealt like a vicious blow in
Yeah.
that sense, that they just like, they're not developing skills right now. So like, you spent the last 10 years of your life, oddly developing like all these little unique things.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you think you started just painting, but like you started selling, and then
I
you
learned
started
so much.
caring, and then you started like figuring out how to like find a helper, and then you started figuring out how to like deal with their shit.
Yeah, that
And
was the hard. I mean, if we're going to talk about
saying?
that,
You
that's
know
the
what I'm saying?
hardest.
So like, you went through all these like little mini experiences that
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh.
you then had the balls, which a lot of people don't fucking have, to shut down what you were doing, pride and ego aside, and just move on to something better.
Yeah.
Or like, feel free to explore a greater opportunity. There's so many guys like in the construction or in just probably in just business, but like, I mean, we know a lot of construction and trades people that are like at the end of their rope. And it's just like, you have so many skills that you've just developed over the years of like doing air conditioning and struggling at that like, why not like pivot? But it's just like, it's like all of a sudden their pride in their work and everything, like it changes into like, they just don't want to shift into something.
Yeah.
People are afraid to change. They're afraid of like the unknown.
Reputation's a big
Yeah, but
part.
they want it. They want that though.
Yeah.
Everybody says they want that. Like, I want that better thing. It's like, it takes, that's the recipe.
Yeah.
There's
You can't get the same. You can't get.
You don't-
No
they
change.
probably
you
haven't-
can't have to change the recipe to get a different fucking.
They
thing.
haven't gotten comfortable with the worst case scenario. And once you get comfortable with the worst case scenario, it's like, all right, let's do it. You know?
Yeah, there's a better way to do the worst case scenario though thing. Is to be, because the worst case scenario gets a little dark sometimes, especially like if you're in the military or something like that.
All
It's
right,
like,
yeah.
hey, I've heard some, but like the
What's
better
Biggie
ways to be like,
Smalls?
oh well, we got clean water.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like how bad is it? Like
That's
how
a
bad?
check-in.
How bad is it going to be tomorrow? At the end of the day,
You're still
how
going
bad
to
is it
find
gonna
food.
be?
You're going to still
You know,
have
like,
water.
I'm
you're
gonna
still
go home.
shelter.
Things gonna be fucking fine.
Yeah.
Like
That's
how,
it.
like, you know what I'm saying? So like I've learned to do that a lot.
Me too. Check
He
in.
does that a lot for me.
Yeah.
What are you worry about? Wait, what do you worry about?
Have you
That's
ever,
good, man. I'm
have
like,
you
yeah,
ever
you're right.
noticed how homeless people never have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Do
I
they
never
eat
noticed.
Do they ever evict families?
I don't know what the laws are in Philadelphia, but I don't think you can evict a family.
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't think any homeless people listen to this podcast, but if you're homeless, thinking about starting a family,
Yeah, right.
you won't get evicted.
What
Is that where you get in there with that?
Yeah,
No,
what the
that's what I'm
fuck?
saying. No, I was talking about we were talking about
free
brought that
advice.
up.
Like we don't already have a homeless
we were talking about food, water, shelter, and I was like, well, if you have food, you're gonna have water because like you can get that, but like, can you get kicked out with a family?
No, I don't think I think
don't
you got to get into some legal action of like going to the court as a landlord, right? You probably have a landlord, and
Is a landlord ever gonna is a judge ever gonna kick out like a family with like 4 kids?
I moved in a house in Pittsburgh, and I mean, I wasn't having a good relationship with this family next door, and it was Section 8, and the landlord told me, I was like, that's cool, like I'll make friends with them because that's what I do. Like I will get to know them, I'll sympathize with them,
Knock on the door. Here.
Find the common ground.
yeah,
Right, Gilmore?
and
Yeah,
it just wasn't
exactly.
working. Like they were really like the shit was happening.
I heard
that
you
shouldn't
take long showers.
I heard you in the shower earlier. What were you reading?
That was kind of loud. It was kind of loud in there.
Sorry.
So, but he did end up finding him. He had to go. So, long story short, some legal action, but he evicted him, and then they just have to find another because like Section 8's different. You know what I
They
mean?
have to find him another place.
If
to
you're
live.
homeless, you're probably in Section 8, and that's fine. That's to your favor, or whatever, to help you live and maintain a life. But they found another home and moved. But it wasn't nice at all.
So,
But checking in, going back to that, that's a good thing to do. I'm glad other people do that. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little alone in the sense of like, I'm just glad I woke up and I'm going to work today. Like, it's so simple, right? It's just the dumbest, not the dumbest, but it's just so simple. And I'm like, I learned so much in those 10 years of being like, dude, there's shit out there that you don't need to be in a worst case scenario because you know what it can be like. And I'm like, I work, people call me to work, and now I have a good, support group here that loves me and like wants me to do well too. So, but ego was big on that. Like you said, like moving from Pittsburgh.
yeah, how hard was it to be like, I'm not Torisi's painting anymore?
I learned before to move to disconnect myself with the brand. Like, yeah, sure, my brand was me. People called, they wanted to paint it. They didn't want like Torissi painting. They wanted me to come up and work for them. This lady, though, she would cut little comic books out from the newspaper and put them in a frame and give them to me when I would get there. And I fucking love this lady. She was awesome. Marla Barney, dude. She was great. 87 years old. We'd have the best conversation. So like, but
It sounds like you might have been in love with her.
I know. Trish was like, dude, if she was 30, I'm pretty sure you get married tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, probably. Marla, if you're listening, I hope you're well. Oh, dude, I can't wait to talk to her again. But it was hard because, like, I built this brand, right? I mean, I didn't even have to try. Like, I was just having fun, driving my truck around Pittsburgh, and people were, like, taking pictures. Like, dude, I saw you today. And, like, I was given...
Pittsburgh's a very small town.
Oh,
I just
dude.
imagine you just like, well, see you later, Jerry. Like,
Yeah, it was.
Pittsburgh's so small.
It was, when you think of those TV shows, that's how I felt. I was like, and I was just looking, dude, it was fun. And I knew coming back here, I was like, dude, I'd write about it in my journal that I wrote like once in so I could say I wrote, but I was like, this is going to be different. And it's not just the business. It's just my whole life. 10 years was my adult life. You know what I mean? So before that, like nothing really happened. I learned the most I learned in my life in those 10 years. So when I got rid of Torissi, I was like, people kind of brushed on it. Like I have a good buddy, his name's Joe. He's like, dude, what are you thinking? Like, are you okay with this? I was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Like there's bigger things in life than having a business that people really enjoy having you around. Like, I mean, that's not to say that I didn't try and work my ass off for that. Because I did. I was one-man band for, so many years, and I finally hired some guys. But, like, what's the weirdest thing is, and I realized this the other day, in Pittsburgh, I was Joe Torissi, the owner of Torissi Painting and Services, and I was this dude that, like, people knew me as Joe Torissi in Pittsburgh, and now I'm Joe Torissi in Bucks County, and I'm the Joe Torissi that you knew from high school.
Yeah, Joey T.
Yeah, not Joe Torissi. So there's an ego. There's a difference in my ego, right? And I had to be like,
but I don't see you as like the Joe T. Like I see you as like the Joe Torissi that like I knew growing up, my whole childhood. Then you went away, and then you came back as like Joey Torissi.
Well, I mean,
like this, like
yeah,
it was like, dude, you ever see the episode where Urkel like comes back?
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
it
God!
looks
Of course,
good?
everyone
Urkel's
cheer it.
like, yeah,
Because all
yeah,
fucking Rico
like,
Suave.
yeah,
dude.
that's like
Yeah, but
no homo.
no. I mean, I'll take a little bit of that. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit homo.
yeah, just a little bit.
I was always
I
a
love
good
you,
touch.
man.
But I love you too. So,
Did you take a snapshot of him for the memory?
what do you do?
For later.
He's gonna be reading about me later.
How much you bench today?
You want me to flex for you?
Yo, Andrew got his shorts way up.
I know. I saw that. I said he's got 10 more inches.
Let's go.
It's gonna get all dark and green here. Belt buckles.
Oh no.
I know. Stop.
No, but you've definitely like you learned so much in that period that it would be wrong for me to say that like when you came back, it's like this is obviously an
Yeah.
adult Joe. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see
You're
you
adulting.
I didn't see you very much for maybe once every other Christmas for the better part of 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's a saying like within this world, like there's infinite amount of Joes that people know because everyone has their own perception of me. So that's where I was like, man, my perception's changing. Because Colin, this isn't 2 days ago. He goes, yeah, but because I was trying to get him to take me serious. Like I'm like, dude, we have to like maybe look at it this way. And he's like, you don't understand. You're the same Joe that I knew when you were 12, 15 years old in my backyard. And I said, I knew people were going to have that perception of me because it's just, that's.
Do you think that's going to be difficult for like you and Kevin to overcome as you like advance as owners or the primary operators of Sestrian?
I don't think it's going to be hard for us because the one thing I said to myself and to Kev as soon as I came through the doors, I said, dude, I'm going to be open and honest about everything of what I want out of the company and I want for us as a company. Because if I'm not communicating about how I want where this to go, then no one's going to know like what to do and like how to run a company efficiently because we're all going to have our own versions of it.
Yeah.
And Kev and Jordan have been running the company with their dad, but that's a different chemistry than me running a company by myself. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of like interesting.
There's a dynamic.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see. Like I realized like I have to just be the watcher and not so much the driver right now because I'm coming into something so new. Like
coming into family's tough.
Well, yeah, and their machine's oiled right now. They know how they do their business, and I had mine. So I don't want to just rock their boat and be like, no, not. If someone came in tomorrow and said that to you guys, you'd start laughing at me. You're like, dude, just wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, we want you to be in this business.
I know. No.
Okay.
Because usually when I hire someone, it's to like take responsibility away from me.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's
but
like when I'm hiring someone, it's like foolish for me to like hire someone and then not listen to their input. Even, we have our way of doing everything. But if somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I want to do it this way and I want them to take responsibility of it, I'm like, yeah, sure, do it that way.
Yeah. But certain things, and that's the thing, Colin wants us to take responsibility of other things. And then there's other things that he's worked hard for in the past 30 years of maintaining relationships with people at the club or whatever. And it's hard. Like I'm trying to dance.
He's gone
around.
through that transition. I have not.
The ego gets in the way a lot. Not on your behalf, but on when people get offended when you try to like come into business and like change it, and then they're like, nah, like you gotta look at a little bit of ego there from the person because it's like they get a little defensive of their baby, which is like you should.
Yes. 100%.
But if someone came in tomorrow and like I'm trying to figure out like is there
but we're so we're like
I guess
our
we're
baby isn't the businesses. The businesses are like these engines we create.
Yeah.
Like what I get pissed off is when customers are upset.
Yeah.
Or like something like that could have been done differently. Like as long as at the end of the day, money's coming in the right way.
Yeah.
And the customers are at their optimal level of happy, I could give a fuck how we got there.
Right, but there's a generational gap.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Right. I would be fine too.
I left that. I hated that.
Yeah.
If someone came in tomorrow,
it's just like we do everything decentralized. You can't have control when you want your dreams to be as big as ours are. you can't control it all.
Right. Not one person can run the show.
What do you what person thinks that they can do all that? You're a martyr if you think you can do all that. It's just one, it's unhealthy if you even
that's
try.
the thing. Colin's like, I know it's not right, and I try. I know he's trying. Like I know he's like, look, I need to step back.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying it's challenging.
It is. Yeah. It's hard, and I don't want to step on too. Right now, I'm like, it hasn't even been 12 months.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
So I always go by timelines. Like, dude, in a year, you reassess what's going on. And I'll have a sit down with this guy. It's like, dude, where are we at? Like, because I need to be proactive. I can't just sit there and go, okay, where are we going tomorrow? And like, where are we at in the month and stuff. Like, and they know that. But everybody has a role. Like I said, everyone had a.
If people make their role too relevant and too important, then they're lacking somewhere else, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not diversifying. It's okay to give up control, and it's okay to.
Somebody asked me the other day, who's the CEO, and I was like,
Rosca.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess
Rambo.
And they said, how is that a healthy way of governing things? And I go, well, whoever is the situational expert of that situation is in charge at that point in time. If there's a disagreement or challenges or questions, okay, you hear them, and that's that.
We definitely have.
And somebody and I said, I was like, you've also never had a successful partnership or marriage, for that matter. I think this individual was on like their 4th marriage coming up. So I said that to them. Like I was kind of like, hey, you don't really know how to,
There's a lot of big decisions that I would have gotten wrong if I didn't bounce them off of Andrew, where sometimes I'll let the emotion drive high and I want to drive it this way because of that time. And then there's some things where I'm super invested in like what I'm doing, and he'll look at it and be like emotionalist about it, and then we make a better decision like for the team or like the direction we're going to go. And the same thing happens. Like if he gets too attached into something and then I look at it from the outside and give him advice, like that seems to be meshing unbelievably well in like a balance, and it keeps everything.
You have to be willing to like give yourself up to that other person though.
You have to let go of
like,
ego. It's true.
If he says something, I never look at it as like it's John saying it to me. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of like I dehumanize John. It's just like this like wise wizard that just like sometimes just like spells stuff out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wise wizard. That's fucked up. But you're probably, what? I'll listen to you.
But it also helps.
And then I fester, and it's like, 'cause you have to. If you don't have that person to start, you're like to one also to build things as big as we want. Like you need that first one person to like sound off, like to like.
And usually, if one of us says something and the other person gets upset, usually you've triggered something that's wrong or that needs fixing, right? Like if he says something and I was like, I'm fucking really mad he said that, there's a reason, right? Yeah. Or if I say something, he's really mad I said it.
I'm really aware. I'll get in and he'll be like, you're a little upset right now. And I'll be like, I am.
Yeah, I am upset. Do you know how many times a day I talk with myself and be like, why are you feeling like, because I'm watching how my ego's trying to drive, and it's like, dude, don't let them. I'm like, no, dude, you have to. If they're telling you something and you're getting upset about, there's a reason why.
But to be able to sit with yourself and have those conversations
takes a long time in the shower.
They don't teach that.
No,
unfortunately,
books try to portray it, but they don't.
No, I think it comes down to learning.
Personal.
I think people, if you learned at a younger age how to talk to one another, you would learn how to like be okay. Because Gilmar has a twin, and Gilmar's really good at communicating. I've noticed. Right?
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, so like you're really good at listening. You're really good at like thinking through your words. You're really good at
chess.
I'm all right. I'm all right at it.
You got me out of some jams and got me killed.
That's why I said when you saw that movie, The Queen of Four Spaces, to the right.
Andrew just got busted just now. I just got busted.
No, it doesn't fucking matter. Andrew was counting the spaces, and they were like, "Are you counting the spaces?" Andrew was like, "Oh yeah." Like, you almost got caught, dude. That shit was so funny. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we're sitting there, and John's texting us about something.
The lenses came in. Yeah.
Lenses just came in, and like, so my phone goes off, then his phone goes off. So I'm losing a chess match to his girlfriend. And I'm
live
sitting,
or
no? Like we're sitting at a bar. Like
okay.
we're playing. We have a chess. That's the kind of people we are. We rolled up the dive bars and bring chessboards.
Good.
Shout out to Richie. And so I'm losing, but I look like I'm texting John back, and Gilmar just finished texting John back. But what he texted was, move queen. Move your piece over. So the girls are like, oh, they're just texting with John. And I'm literally like, oh, thank God.
Busted.
And then I was like, moving it like a
What?
like,
like a Monopoly piece. Like 1,
Yeah.
2, Broadway.
Just like, did Gilmar just tell you how to? And I was like, nah.
Oh man, when he started doing that, I was like, oh fuck, we got caught.
He's hopping. Why is he hopping?
Yeah.
It's only 4
Yeah,
spaces.
we totally got caught. That was pretty funny.
It's fine. You were super fried from work, so you could have just blamed it on that.
Yeah,
I'm texting about chess right now.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh man.
Did you you did the food truck thing for a little while?
I mean, I'm kind of glad I got out of that chess bind too.
Yeah.
I bought this truck. And I was like, I'm gonna outfit this. This is right when I was still working at 9 to 5. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit and try and do this food truck. That's awesome. I was like, fuck, where's my money? Like I'm not making a paycheck. Like this is really hard. And that was like kind of when you have to go without a paycheck for your first time in your whole life. You're like, that was so thoughtless. Me going to a job and getting money, and now no one's paying me. And you're like, but it gets you hungry. You know, that was the first. I was like, I kind of liked it. Like the first time in the shower, I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
I like this. Let me do it a lot more.
I need some more of
No.
this.
Everyone remembers their first time.
And then you build up
Yeah.
endurance. Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to try it. You know, I bought this truck. I took a huge risk, and I was like, I'll still stay at this company, whatever. And I bought it, and it just sat in storage, and I never really got to outfit it because I was going to get the permits and whatever. And I never cooked. I was telling him before you guys came in, like, I loved cooking. I was like, I'm going to have this banging food truck. We're going to have cheesesteaks or, vegan food because I thought vegetarian and veganism was, I mean, I still think it's a good industry to be in, but long story short, I never did it. I sold it to a barbecue joint that opened up in Lawrenceville for like $4,000, and I only lost like $1,000, but I had it for 5 years, and I moved people with it, and I used it for like, it was just fun.
You never actually cooked food in it?
Hell no. I just drove it around. I fucking loved it. It was great. So it was like, you know what? And then I realized, I'm like, it's okay to fail. I didn't really even, I mean, I failed, but I didn't
You
just
didn't
like
even get
plummet.
started.
Yeah, like I didn't lose momentum. I found an opportunity to sell the truck. It was an 83 Chevy P30, and I was like, no one's going to want this thing. Like, it is trash, but it was awesome. And it really wasn't trash. So these guys moved from New York in Brooklyn and started this. They were just killing it with this barbecue joint in Lawrenceville. And I went in there one day. I was having a beer, and the owner was sitting there. I was like, dude, what did you guys thought about a food truck? He's like, yeah, I would love to do it. And he was like buying just buildings down in Lawrenceville for like, he's like, I was like, you just bought that? He's like, yeah, we just pay cash. I'm gonna make a coffee shop. So you're just gonna do a coffee shop after you have a barbecue joint? Like, I saw him like, all right, you're a businessman. Like, I'm sure enough, he just bought the truck just like that. And I just got a picture like a couple months ago that they finally got it on the road. So I was like,
shit.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I
How
tried.
many years did it take?
It took like about a year.
Oh.
But they just did.
To outfit those trucks are no joke.
Yeah,
I
you
had a
got to
buddy.
dump 15,
Yeah.
20,000 into them just to
Yeah.
get them outfitted.
I had a buddy. I built his Indian restaurant. It was really successful in the city on Chestnut Street, and he dabbled in the food truck thing. And what I saw go into that was just a lot of money.
And time. It never ends.
The restaurant that made the money just supported the truck.
Well, if you have a brick and
Second restaurant in, second food truck owner. They make the money. Usually first restaurants don't make money. It's the second restaurants that go in.
Gotcha. Yeah, because and you can use them as the commissary, which you just and like I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I went and got a part-time chef job for like a paleo catering company. I was like, fuck this. This is so much work.
This is a business idea. You want to hear it on live on the podcast?
Yeah, run it out. Nobody's
No
gonna
one's
do
gonna
the
steal it.
Nobody's gonna do the
We
work.
put a cool sound
right.
effect.
Trademark.
Yeah, hit us with a sound effect.
Well, okay.
All right, you know how the gaming vehicles are really popular for birthday parties and whatnot?
I don't know that they are really popular.
What's a
but
gaming
I know
vehicle?
I know of the gaming
The vehicle shows up, they have a birthday party, they have like 10 screens, all the kids go in the van, like definitely kidnapper's dream. but like they can play video games.
Okay.
Like
Snatch a
for
whole
birthday
bunch of them.
party.
It's like a bulk
Jesus.
You
deal.
just bring them like the whole thing.
Bulk deal.
All right, but let's take that. Okay, get me out. You know how that you think that the places where kids can go play video games is popular?
Yeah, just lift it up and
What do they call
turn
those?
it
Like
tight.
internet cafes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Internet cafes, but for gaming.
Yeah,
Gaming
hold on.
cafes.
No,
What do they call it? This is going to evolve.
All right.
So most kids that I know that are younger, my sister's kids, all the kids in our neighborhood, my kid, like all they want to do is be a streamer. That's it.
Yeah.
Like they want to be a streamer. They want to
Dude.
play video games. What if we took
I know where you're going.
the
with
idea of having, and we set up streaming booths with all the equipment and the cameras, and they paid a monthly fee,
this. So we're basically going to set up fucking OnlyFans accounts for children.
basically. And
Boom.
then we can move. Then we have the podcast.
big on
You know what we fucking
I mean,
call
no, I'm
it?
not big on that. I
Only,
mean-
only children.
No, but you give them all the
That's not making
consoles.
it in
You
there.
give them all the things. You edit it for them. They pay a high fee, and you just do it to rich kids.
So you're
Why
providing with a.
can't- yeah, why can't we just like offer editing services to rich kids? Why we got to build like this fucking trailer?
That's why. That's why. No, I'm talking about like a building. Like the parents sign them out. The parents can like have a camera and see what their kids are doing and keep them out of trouble.
So you're basically just
Oh,
building.
because they want to stream.
You're basically just building little Zoom soldiers.
Exactly. Fucking brilliant.
It's
That's scary.
it's a great. It's a yeah. It's
A
kinda
little.
scary.
I
think
it's
there's a
scary.
lot of money in that. I'm in for the money.
So they're streaming on a
Weird
in a
out.
room.
They want to stream, but no parents like really want them to stream at home because they can't keep an eye on like what the fuck's going
So
on.
we would
So-
still in the
so
background
who's-
know who's looking at them.
Somebody's
and
got to
stuff?
watch the children.
Someone's my babysitter.
You would have to have some sort of
You have to-
firewall or algorithm or like
They have to be on a server.
Okay, so then
it's
who
like
would
the,
be
it's like
watching?
it's like the
kids'
stag
things?
stalker golf thing, but for kids. Like you create that environment where kids are comfortable.
Are you saying kids aren't comfortable?
It's stag stalker, maybe.
What's that? I don't know anything about technology.
That's a golf
anymore.
course place.
Is it?
He's fucking killing it.
Yeah, he's killing it.
We could have a day every week just to talk about business ideas because I love talking about business ideas.
Yeah.
Shark Tank. We have our own Shark Tank.
With no,
can have a Shark Tank
no money and no
here.
investment, just
Yeah.
like ideas.
We'll-
and like we
shooting
just
shit
pitch
out.
them.
They'll think we're millionaires, and then we make them pitch, and then we'll be like, "Oh, we don't have any fucking money."
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just call it like
But yeah,
call,
that's,
you know what you
be
call
like
it?
that's a great idea.
You know what you
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it?
Fish bowl.
No,
Fish bowl.
smoke tank.
Smoke tank.
'Cause you just it sounds like you're just smoking weed and coming up with bullshit ideas.
Actually, I did have a good idea, and going off of what you're saying, I didn't know if I should tell anyone because I was like,
Let's do
Who's
it.
gonna do the work?
2021. I went and videotaped my Nana pop-up because they're immigrants of Italy. And I wanted to have something to give to our...
You just look like Borat. Just being
I excuse me. I wanted to go... Why? What are we
You were just like I don't know. It's just, all right,
Talk
good.
on my hand. We videotaped them because my mom or my sister was like, I want to give Amelia, she just had a little girl. She was like, I want to give them something to remember their grandparents by like a video of them talking about their immigration over to America, them getting married, all this shit. I was like, this is a great idea. So I went and I took a camera, I set up on a tripod, and I interviewed him. She wrote questions down. Sorry, now we're getting into another thing. But I was like,
You want to go interview old people?
no, I want to send people, grandkids, kits of microphones and cameras and go and take raw footage and the video of their interview. Just, I mean, B-roll it. Like, fucking put it on a tripod, put it in front of their grandparents, take a video, okay? Send it back to us, and then we will do the post-production and make it, and then they could, if they want
All you got to do is create an app to do that all for you. You don't even need to do is send all that shit out. You just
Yeah,
give
but
it-
if
you
it
send them
won't-
a
if-
tripod, put their iPhone on the thing.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
The whole thing on the iPhone,
But
download to the cloud.
What do you think about that? I mean, that's like something, I mean, again, it was an idea, but
So
it's like,
I think all you got to do is just get like 10 or 12 people together, do some like organic interviews, like where you actually like have people doing that, and then just like what you would do is build your app on the same time.
I like it
And
for
then-
gifts. I like it that
Yeah,
if
That's a
you,
nice gift.
But
It's
that's what
Christmas
you're
gift.
giving. You literally the commercial would be like the kids intimately interviewing the parents, and then you just be like, "No, get yours."
yeah.
like
Or
gran-
sit down with grandparents.
grandparents
Sit
hate
down with
buying their grandchildren gifts. Like they like it, but then like it's so stupid at some point.
What, the grandkids?
Yeah, like unborn grand. Like what the fuck are they like?
Oh.
We don't need more
Dude,
socks.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
only did it
My
because
What if you could go to the grandparents and be like, hey, let's make a professionally produced interview of you telling your life story and figure out how we can cut up like old VHSs and old stuff and make a video that we can pass on to your grandkid who just got born that
So
you
like
may not be able to explain that to him in 15 years, but we give them that video as a gift. But they don't tell the people they're giving the gift to, and then they give that to their daughter.
A $10,000 mini biography.
They give that to their daughter the day the kid was born. It's like, hey, look, like we didn't know what to get your baby when they were born, but here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like this really emotional video on the most emotional day of their life, and everyone's crying and everything's thing, and then they're like ching.
Yeah.
It's like flopping out cash.
Or you could do that.
I
What
got
you said.
goosebumps. That's
Get-
fucking great.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, or you can interview have people interview the grandparents.
Looks like we're buying more cameras.
Oh, God damn it. I mean, yeah, let's do it. But you could interview people's grandparents, and I guess document their journey or have them tell a story.
Yeah, just
And
talk.
then-
Let them talk like we're doing.
And then you can compile that and then sell it to Netflix as a series. Like how these certain immigrants got here
Oh
and
shit!
tell their story.
What would we call that?
Shut up, dude.
Immigrant
Yo,
lives
shut
matter.
the recording
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Shut the recording
Got
down.
a copyright law on this real quick.
Honestly, see how we just had that idea session right here?
Yeah.
That shit's done. I'm doing it. I'm gonna consider.
Oh, and maybe involve me. I would like that too.
Well, you're no, because I have two people right here that I would do that for.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would like.
Because like you guys have close families that like you guys know from top, like everybody knows each other from top down. Everybody talks. Everybody's like,
Well, we did it, and
care
that was
about
the
each other.
problem. We did the footage, and I was taking some B-roll stuff of the pictures on the wall, and I got back, and I didn't get to edit it because I had
You saying you want us to edit something?
no. Well, yeah, you can do it if you want. I got Final Cut on my MacBook, and I was like, "Fuck, this is too big of a file. I couldn't do it." So I had to go send it to our family friend. And it was like more raw footage. There was nothing about it, and that's okay.
He wasn't the storyteller. Though.
it's hard to like. That's
You're the
what
storyteller.
When people keep asking me what After Five is doing, I really, really like very specifically just want to find businesses that need help telling like their unique story, and like whatever that encompasses, we'll take care of. But I don't want to get caught up in this like, hey, so and such company needs more Septibus billboards or like that shit. I just want to make cool videos
Or just-
Storytellers.
and just like I just want to be storytellers.
Yeah.
Like
After5 Media.
We're your
Storytellers.
Oh, I was saying, sorry. We're your storytellers. Done. Or just helping them create.
Do we just start a business?
I love this shit. I can fucking. Let's talk about something else. No, but it's true. Like you're filling a void, and that's everything I've always been like. Man, no one does that. Like,
I wish I had an interview with my grandfather, like talking about his war stories, like
yeah,
in a way that he knew I was going to listen to it when I was older.
oh,
Yeah.
for
Dude, that'd
sure.
be
Like
sick.
my older
We need
cousins,
more war, I guess. We need more wars. We get better
pandemic.
stories.
So we got that. So we might as well start the company now.
But my older cousins had like time with my grandfather that I did not.
Yeah.
In terms of like they were older than me when he died.
yeah.
So I was only like
Exactly.
I was probably 13 or 14 when he died. So they were 10 years older than me. So they had opportunities to maybe ask me what was it like to run a machine gun and run
Yeah.
like, you know.
Because you can ask them any question you want, and they're going to answer.
Because
Because
grandpa, he'd probably been if I was 12 and would have asked him, he probably would have given me a straight answer. But when you're that age, you just don't appreciate that you're, you know, my grandfather was,
You didn't know what it was.
was a pilot in World War II, so you don't really appreciate that. And then you start watching, you know, World War II in color, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
whoa.
And then these kids,
This was no joke. Like
Fucking no
so, you know, you wish you got the opportunity to like appreciate that stress that they went through, and then like be like, what was that like?
because I think you usually got that from families telling stories from generation to generation. But now that families are so spread out across the country, some of those stories get lost.
and they're always a name. When you're a kid growing up, and you're like, oh yeah, your great grandpa used to chop wood right here, and like, what do you have that to compare that to? Pictures, you know.
Yeah.
So when you see a sit
Full
down,
of shit, Grandma. He didn't do that.
you know, it's just like, man, and that Christmas present is still sitting in my truck, and no one's seen it yet. It's just sitting in my glove box. I'm like, oh fuck, I need to do that tonight. So, but
Upload it
It's
to
not.
YouTube.
You can wait all the way till next Christmas now.
that's true.
Just
I should.
re-gift it. Everybody will forget.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a prodigy child. I just came up with this idea. Yeah, I mean, I like that idea. I was thinking about like, man, people would probably pay for that.
Mhm.
Like, if you sell them the idea of like, we're gonna. I mean, the thing is with giving them equipment is some people like that. They like to feel like they're
Just
contributing.
send them like $3,000 worth of because
I
the
know.
equipment we
It's a
use
public-
is not fucking cheap.
No. Yeah. Well, it's like
one camera. That's like, and the tripod.
The fucking thing's like an alien staring at us.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, it's
seriously,
like,
it's just-
"Wah."
it's
I feel like Elon Musk is looking in. You
It's
know
like
what I mean?
Wally's big dome on it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, I don't know how people do that all day long, staring into the camera.
oh my god, I had to apply for a
Maybe like
PvP, and I was like,
Like Andrew Como. Right in the camera. Read the dope.
who's Andrew?
This isn't Thursday thick. We're not doing that.
What's Thursday thick?
That's
for the
just where
first
we
time
just let it
listener?
rip. We just have this show where we talk about
Oh, I did see
current
that.
events and
Yeah.
we just kind of go all in, and then eventually we just go like, go stop.
Is that what happened with the last one? You're like, because you're like, yeah, I said too much, and then I saw that. I'm like, all right, good. I can't say too much because it's Andrew. So
No, I think we need to clarify that because I've had a lot of people ask why we started the new name of the podcast. We are, I mean, you said it on that video.
It was
but-
very clear, I thought.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know why people ask.
I don't think it's clear.
Watch the video, guys.
Yeah, if you don't understand, watch it again.
Yeah.
And then watch it again.
And then watch it again, and then you'll fucking get
and
it.
then tell all your friends that we need 1,000 subscribers by June.
Yeah.
Or so.
Hit us
Or a
up.
lot of phone numbers and a lot of email addresses.
Yeah, just start making everybody that has a Gmail account can have a YouTube account. Very like click, boom, done. And then
But
just
you have to
subscribe.
have a phone number to have a Gmail account.
mm.
And you can't have
Is
multiple.
anybody listening to this that doesn't have a phone number?
they're probably watching it on their phones
No,
in
but
the
it
bathroom.
I wanted to make 100 accounts.
So
tonight.
we're
You
fine.
think somebody's jerking off to us right
No, right after.
now? Oh, okay.
We give them like the deep south.
We're,
What the hell?
yeah, wait, what was that? Hold on, what the fuck?
Whoa,
dude?
I just got to know you real well
Yeah, that
because like it said a lot about you.
Yeah, dude. Power bottom over here.
Like the polar bear.
You gonna do that?
See, he's into it, dude.
Oh,
Gilmore, hit me with your dirty dog.
fucking, I do it in Spanish.
Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
mi amor.
Oh.
Yo,
Ooh,
fuck that.
You see the hair just?
Yeah, dog. I need to chill.
I need to chill.
Yeah, them shorts about to get higher if I don't stop, bro.
Yeah, seriously. I just had to pull my shorts down.
oh man.
Start.
I'm glad we got to. I'm really glad I got to meet you guys again. And I was like, oh,
This really
man.
went nothing what you thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
People were like, what are you going to talk about? I was like, I know what I shouldn't talk about, and that will come up. So everything else, I was like,
Yo, you
Yeah,
lasted
so
30
what-
minutes.
Yeah, what happened was like we started the After Five thing, and when we saw an opportunity to kind of showcase people's businesses like this, but on a grander scale. So like that's what we're gonna do in 2021. Not necessarily like us doing it, a kind of a bigger production, but our shows. You really don't have to worry about like what you're saying because like the goal is for people just to know you, and if you know you're a good dude, you got nothing to worry about, and if you're a bad dude and don't care, you got nothing to worry about. But if you've got some dirt that you're worried about, don't come on this show.
yeah.
I think with the cancel culture and all that, it's just a refreshing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll become trendy at some point when
Yeah.
people actually say who they are instead of like faking who they are.
Yeah.
You make so much more unique and genuine connections with people when you actually give it up.
Because there's only one Andrew, there's only one John. You know, there's only one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to know, you know, for a while, I'm like, I feel like I said, like, oh, I felt kind of alone in how I was processing all everything. Because I was like, you just got to figure it out and you watch what you're doing as a watcher, you know, to see how you're engaging and accepting, like, that you're going to move. And, like, you know, and I thought, like, I was kind of like, I know people do it, but who really does it? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think I was, like, one of the only things. I just was like, I wonder, I often, like, said, like, do other business people do this? Like, just talk about to themselves how they're going to adapt to a situation or overcome something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, that's kind of what the show is.
Yeah, right.
A lot of times, when it's just me and John, we've had shows that we just didn't even put up because we were just like, oh wow, that was.
Yeah, but you have to.
We had
Start
a good
somewhere.
conversation.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation rather with like we don't want to share or
Yeah.
we, like you know, you have an opportunity to have a conversation with somebody and you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
That's really what this podcast
really,
is like.
Really,
yeah.
what ends up happening is like you think you're having all these like breakout moments and all these breakthroughs and things, but really what we're doing here is we're just talking to people.
Yeah. You're just talking to
And
someone
what
other
we-
than yourself.
And
you're
what
like,
we
this
think
nice.
is special and unique, it is only special and unique because we just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
Nobody. Yeah.
you had. I was a member at the Union League. Well, still kind of technically, I'm a member at the Union League in the city, and the whole why I joined that place wasn't necessarily because like I wanted to be part of the Rolex Club or like flash my Amex black card around or be an asshole. I was so intrigued that the Union League was founded because like people needed an opportunity to get together back in the day to like talk about what they were about and like chat and network. And I thought to myself, I was really young when I joined there. I was like, well, that's such a cool idea to me to like, you can go to a place and the whole point of going to the place is to like meet other people. And then like I could go in there and, you know, there was times where people didn't want to engage or whatever. They weren't about that. But for the most part, you could go into that place and go up to somebody just at the bar by themselves and you're a member here, I'm a member here. Like, what do you do? And you could get into these conversations with people. And that's like where I kind of think the podcast started for me, because I just had this unique ability to just like be in the locker room in my boxers eating an apple, watching TV with David Sylvester, who I want to have on the show, and just some dude would walk by and Dave would be like, hey, you know this guy? I'd be like, no, I don't know this guy. I'm like, introduce me. I would just meet dudes all day.
What if we did that here?
We just built a locker room and we just sat here
Not
and
Eat
Here.
apples? I fucking love
And ate
apples.
Not here, but like Doylestown, Newtown. What if we came up with our own club?
Yeah, because
We
you
just
were.
built a club. I'd really like to do that. Like we've kicked that joke. We've like jokingly, like our jokes usually turn into businesses.
But what
like,
if you had
it's
like a
definitely an
business
idea we've had
oriented,
where it's
like,
like, oh, we
business
wanna
owners come together? It's not weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talked about it, but before we sat down, you were talking about how all these people were like so interested that you were interviewing and talking to, and that you want to have this person on. Dude, you should have everyone that's been on the podcast every year come to a little, or every
It's
month.
called Beer and Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
beer and
Yeah.
weed.
that's a
have that.
great event. I love that event. Wait, yeah, I was there. Okay, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should just open that up to
Businesses.
just folks.
Yeah.
It's right now the Beer and Wood event is our attempt at grabbing people like yourself
Yeah.
that are good at their trade or they're good at being a realtor or a designer. And it was really just my attempt to get all the good people together and make everybody friends so that they do business with just these people.
Yeah.
And not to be an elitist, but it's easier to do business when someone brings you in under the notion that like you are meant to be
they're
here.
vouching. You're vouching for
And I was
people.
tired of like exhaustively spending my time, and I still do it, finding employees or subcontractors or elevating our subcontractors, because it's easy. Like there's tons of shitty contractors around. We can get stuff done with shitty contractors, but it's not what we're about.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I found it was maybe easier. It would have been easier if we just got everybody that's like-minded together, and then that would kind of just organically grow. If you're about it, you had a good time, and well, then you bring somebody else that's like you thinks about it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just something. Maybe we just open that up.
Wine in plastic, whatever it is.
Wine in plastic,
I mean,
bottles. Of
that's the
bullets.
only way you're gonna know too if who shows up. And
Yeah. It would be cool to do a country club without the country club.
Yeah.
And not something cheesy where it's like a YMCA where it's like cinder block walls and you're like scared of the spiders in the bathroom or something like
you
that.
wanna buy
The
you wanna buy a
Hungarian
club?
Yeah.
I'll build a club.
Yeah, we could do that.
But
Have a
we
golf
make
course.
it. We make it like
No,
the,
I don't even want a golf course.
no,
because
we
we can
make-
go to all
yeah.
the golf. We can make friends. See, the thing is, like, you can have relationships. Like the club, like the Union League club
Yeah.
has, what do they call it? They have like a name for it, but it's like reciprocal clubs. Because
Reciprocity,
there
yeah.
used to be like 400 something Union Leagues back during the Civil War, and now there's only 3. So they have with those clubs, and then they have like reciprocity with like LA, whatever
It was
the
when
cricket club in
people-
LA. So like I could call up the Union League concierge and be like, hey, I'm traveling to LA. I kind of need a place to like
stay.
do business
And
this
stay.
weekend and stay. And like they would be like, okay, well, we have these clubs out there that we're friends with, and
It's a
like
network.
so
Just-
that was cool. I never took advantage of that because when we looked into it, just didn't
What,
work
what
for
if we
were
started
trying-
like a exclusive club that didn't have all the frills, didn't have the restrictions. You just had to have an interview and you had to be like a business like minded. You had to own a business or you had to be successful. Like
the
how
vetting,
do
the vetting process is simple.
Come
You
on the
just have
podcast.
you have this many sponsors.
Yeah.
Like the sponsorship, when I've like looked a
Well,
lot
I
at
don't
like
know.
visiting,
We just had some
because,
guy
like-
join the union league and like they got 6 sponsors 6 people that didn't even know
no,
him.
but if you keep it small enough, we're not going to build a 4,000 member organization.
why?
You could.
Maybe not. That's true. But
What,
there's- but
what
like,
kind of
you know what I'm saying?
sponsors?
So it's like, hey, you and Kevin, know this dude Jerry, who's like a really good car mechanic. You guys both go to him. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, so it's just really like a referral.
Yeah, it's like
Kind of.
it's like, hey, you guys say he's good, so he can.
Do you think you would base a group of people, like small business or I'm sorry, I'm drawing blank, men that are trying, like if you remove the monetary value of it, of trying to become rich, and just people like us that are just trying to be a successful businessman in the sense of having like a good relationship with your life as far as what you do for a living and how like
Well, I think that's that's how you get money.
it is, unfortunately.
No,
But-
I think fortunately, I think you
People,
Yeah.
people
you just
don't
be
connect
good and
them.
you do good, you're gonna get money.
Right.
We interviewed Lance Bachman of One SEO earlier.
On the last podcast, check that out if you didn't see that.
Yeah, if you didn't check that out, bomb dropper. And it's very evident to me that he knows how to help people.
And he cares.
Very quickly, like puts it together like that. So I think that if people learned how that helping people thing works, then the money thing just kind of sorts itself out very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been saying that a while. You've been wanting to put something
That's
together.
because it just clicked for me one
Where
day. Like
we-
I was an
even
asshole
before-
one
even
day, and
before
then one
you-
day I was like, "What the?"
Even before you met Lance, like you've always said, you want to put people together and let them help each other, and through that, whatever good karma comes back to us, or whatever business comes back to us, it'll happen.
Well,
So
how
it
cool
looks
would
like
it,
we're
how
opening
self-
like a club.
How selfishly cool would it be to be like the guy that connected
Steve and
you
Watt.
to him together, and then you guys found some great success? Or it's like, or somebody like Mark Massa, who
you know what it
literally,
is? You're gonna get invited to a lot of ski trips.
it's fun, but like it was like you have Mark Massa we had on,
Yeah.
like from La Stalla. Like there has been a tremendous amount of people that have gone through there as younger employees, servers, bartenders, that then went on to network through
All
that
'cause of
place,
him.
and because he gave people opportunities or gave people jobs or helped people. Like that seems cool to me
Yeah.
Sounds like
to connect people together. It just why not be that guy?
I mean, it's energy.
If you can, if you know everybody, why not be the guy that just helps
Yeah.
everybody out?
I loved coming to that beer and wood because I got to meet like all the guys behind the scenes too. So it was like, and then Kev, of course.
Oh, you came to the second one. The first one we had was 65 people there, maybe 60 people.
the other one was in the height of the corona.
So the other one was
Yeah.
like Corona down low. We had to keep it.
We were looking through the windows when we pulled up because I was like, is anyone wearing masks? And I was like, no, take it off. Take it off, dude. Like, don't fucking walk in there.
in a public couple, yeah.
They'll be like, "What in the hell are you?"
Yeah, I was like, are we going to be those dudes right now? Because I had it on and I was like, no, we're taking them off. No one's in there with them on.
Did you approach Kevin to join Sestrian, or did Kevin be like, "Hey, can you come join Sestrian?"
Dude, if you talk about organic, that was like, this has been in the works since I started painting. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, dude, when you move home, and like, so just those conversations every couple days a week, we just talk about, oh, when and if you move home, like, we'll be able to, grow the business. And I guess that's why it was easy for me, because I was like, yeah, we've been talking about it for the last fucking 10 years, 5 years maybe.
Was it hard to? Is it hard working, with your best friend?
Not really. No.
No.
I thought it would be. He does some shit that pisses me off, and I tell him, like, leave the lid open to the mud can. And I'm like, dude, this is going to dry out, and then we're not going to be able to use it. Like, stupid shit. Like, and I'm like, but I'm very, like, particular with certain things. I don't know why. I'm like, dude, this just pisses me off. I told him, like, dude, it just gets on my nerves. He still does it, but it's teaching me how a little bit of patience and a little bit of more communication.
I was at Big Don's house.
Yeah.
We're standing in a room, and he's like, Marjorie, and he just walked over to the window and he moved this piece of furniture 1/2 inch to the right, and he's like, okay, and he walked back out. So good luck with that.
It's like, and that's the thing. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna be with your best friend and your best friend's brother, and I have to be malleable. I have to like.
You have to do business and do business with people you like being around, or else it's gonna suck on the bad. It's gonna suck on the bad days. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's not the good days. Everyone has good days. You can have a good day with somebody you don't even like, but the bad days is
I've
where
learned you need to be like. I've personally learned to be more malleable, like more like.
You have to be.
Way more. I guess that's part of like our decentralized leadership thing we're trying to do, experiment, and you kind of just have to be like, wow, that really pissed me off. It's gonna,
and it's not an
really,
ego
and then I
thing.
take a second, and then I go, the amount of energy I'm gonna devote to like fixing this, and it's like, what am I fixing? Or am I fixing it? Like, usually I'll ask myself, I'm like, well, was anything actually getting fixed? You bring this up, or you just like want it done this way?
Yeah, like I usually put a monetary value of the energy it's going to take to change that thing, and then I look at it up there, and I'm like, that's a lot of.
But that fucking spackle bucket, better put the lid on.
Yeah, like that one I can't help. I'm like, I'll fucking kick this.
Just
like,
come in as Joey T and be like, Kevin, it's the lid or your knees.
I'm gonna. Well, so I said these are the two ways I would change that. I would piss in it. No, I'm kidding. I was like, the only thing I could change it with Kev, I was like, because he's going to keep doing it, and that's okay. But only thing I could do is I would put the lid on, but I would get a hammer or a mallet, and I would make sure that it goes on complete.
Passive aggressively.
Yeah, so I'd be like, Kev, I'm going to keep doing it. Or the other one is he leaves the lids off.
I warn you, if you keep leaving the lid off,
I'm
I will
sorry,
keep
Kev. You're going to watch this, and you're going to be like, all right, now I have to do it.
He's like,
Does he do it now?
No. Not as of today, no. I was like, dude, all right, well, I'm going to talk about it tonight. But I said, like, if my amount of energy goes into that, am I willing to use that amount of energy to fix that? If I'm not, then I'm not.
Did you like have a spackle bucket like harden up on you one day and you couldn't go down to the store and get another one, and then it was like, fuck.
It's those little things that set the jobs back, dude. It's the little things that you get these hitchhikers and every bit of knives.
Is that what they're called?
I call them hitchhikers.
I got a lot of hitchhikers.
Yeah. And I mean, if we're doing good work, right? Like it has to look. It's just little stuff. I guess because I came from a business that I ran myself, and this is going back to like the ego thing. I'm like, don't try and if I want to change it, I should just communicate and be like, look, I don't like the way this is, or me, but
yeah, but it's a dope name though.
Oh, it's a great name. Now, can we talk about the name real quick?
I know the history. We have to do that. We never
have
did
to
it.
talk. Colin's only gonna watch this part, so I have to do it. All right, real quick. I'm gonna get it wrong too, so it doesn't matter.
Do you want to look into the camera?
I am. The Roman Empire. You can do like a drunk history. You're like, you're not gonna ever take this, and then it's gonna be a guy in a Roman helmet. Back then,
you're definitely gonna get a helmet on your head by Gilmar doing this.
Okay, good. So
I'll mark it.
back then, when the Roman Empire was trying to take over the whole world, pretty much, they were at war with the whole world. They built a wall around the city of Chester to keep the Welsh out, because the Welsh were going to try and. Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Inside those walls were people of Chester. If you were born in the city of Chester, you were called a Cestrian. And a Cestrian, really, of descent, it's a Roman foot soldier. So if you were born in Chester, which was owned by the Romans, you were a soldier of the Romans, which is a Roman foot soldier, which is a Cestrian.
So basically,
That was it.
basically,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys are Roman foot soldiers.
Well, no.
Fucking love that.
No. Colin and his family come from the city of Chester.
Yeah.
So by
He's the bloodline of a Roman foot soldier.
well, yeah, you call them Cestrians in the city of. I mean, in England, if you're like, oh, there's a Cestrian, like you identify as a Cestrian.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Yeah, we get it.
All right, cool. I didn't at first, apparently. So. He's like,
Yeah,
you're
they
gonna
had
fuck
that
this
whole
up.
they had that whole border where like Rome got all the way up to a certain point, and then they hit the Welsh or the Irish, like they hit somebody, and they're like, no, we're not going any farther. Like,
Yeah.
we're done here.
I don't know, but that's
North
done.
of the wall.
so that was it. But the logo's great, and I love. I think if it was like a kind of a weird logo, like if it just said like
You guys should definitely
You guys
send out
were
your
like
invoices with the
the
wax
dragons.
stamp.
I know,
Dude,
right?
the wax stamp is gonna be it.
Dragon painting. Some shit like that.
It's weird.
Like if Kevin's dad was like Japanese and like just was like, we obey it like this. Dragons, the fire, it's inside. I just made him like a Viking at the end there. I don't know.
Well, he does sell jobs because he has an English accent, so people do. And
Dude, it's a thing.
really, it's a real thing. Yeah.
What happens when you guys lose? Who's taking on the axe?
Kev could do it. I'm like, dude, you have to
it?
do this. Me? No,
Yeah.
fuck no, I can't do it.
You want to do it right now, don't you?
No.
Yeah, let's just end the
Let's
show.
just all talk like what.
I'm not.
If we all do it, then it's different.
Why? Let's go in on it.
Well, I like that one. What?
This is Joey Teresi.
I'm just.
Thank you
I
for
was
watching.
Australian. I was Australian. My guy was like, yeah, I'm down here looking for Crocs. I found Joe here. We did a podcast.
I'm a little kangaroo jumping around.
It's your little roo.
That's a good one.
That's
No, you gotta
good.
do like the I'm
A
Jason.
little.
It's like I'm Jason Statham, you know. It's like I'm real rude and nice and I'm nasty.
And the It's good, man.
Yeah,
Take
I
a
tried.
snapshot for
Holy shit. I wish we had a video camera on you. That was excellent.
My boy.
How much Love Island have you been watching?
I've been doing accents my whole life. My brother and I used to pretend to be Russian and walk throughout the mall.
The Russians.
Yeah, like dude, I
God,
fucking
dude.
love doing accents.
Wow.
Even
Dude,
if I'm bad at it, I do it.
All right, so you're Ukrainian. You drive a Mercedes AMG. You just got in a car accident with a elderly babushka. Go.
Oh shit.
What are you doing? You just hit my car.
What the fuck? Get out of my way. You're in the lane where I'm supposed to be. Get out of my way.
My husband, he worked for KGB. You will pay for this.
I shit on KGB.
I dial Putin now.
My Mercedes, you fucked it up, you idiot.
Okay, we go now. The show is over.
Stupid. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, so this was Joe Torissi. What's your social media? What do you got? What do you people follow you? Can people
yeah.
watch? Can people watch you?
Maybe.
Yeah, they can watch me do some stuff on Instagram. Do some stuff, if you know what I'm saying.
Not reading in the shower, though.
Yeah.
Jeez, I hope that
Yeah,
live
easy.
comes on tonight
Instagram.
at like 11 o'clock.
All right, give us your Instagram and then your OnlyFans go.
Oh, I could do that one for sure. Instagram's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Is it?
Didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna be a thing. I fucking took it from Austin Powers. I was like, dude, this is great. And then now my buddy sent me a picture of a shirt from P and Co. Do you know the company? The motorcycle, and it's a fucking lemon squirting lemon juice on himself on a Harley, and it says "Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy." I fucking bought that shit right away. It's in my truck. I was gonna wear it tonight. I was like, this is great. This is like a thing now. So it's not that hard. Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. And Sestrian painting. And Teresi painting, but that's not really, it's kind of dying, so. But yeah, I should definitely post more content. You're right. I should just kind of film shit. And there is a lot of funny, weird shit that happens at work. And Colin wouldn't even let me post that because he'd be like, no one's going to see this.
You could just post like a follow up on the bucket lid.
I will.
If you
That'll
just-
be a thing
if you
now.
just post
Yeah.
it,
I will just say,
if you just make that thing like once a week, you just hammer in a bucket and it's shut, just angry as shit.
just post. If you
Goddamn
could tag
lid.
Sestrian in that what I posted, I will repost the bucket lid every week.
If you tag me in it, I'll repost it every time.
Okay.
If you do like one little funny thing a week, I'll repost like because people would watch it and just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
Every week. Oh, it'll be every day. It'll be every.
Let's do it.
Oh, it's a thing.
Let's do it.
I mean, it's not just that. Like, if you want to get into it, I will just. It'll be like working at Sestrian Paint. The other day, I shit in a gallon bucket. I swear to God, I fucking shit twice. I'm like, God
Twice?
damn it! I said to Kev because Kev filmed me. I'm like, dude, you think like we're kosher? He was like, and I knew it was filming. I was like, I was so defeated. I was so upset. I was like, God damn it! I can't leave this job, and I have to shit so bad. And I took a gallon Benny Moore can, just so you know. I wasn't sure when.
A gallon, not even a 5-gallon bucket.
Dude, I was pissing in a gallon jug and I was shitting in a paint gallon jug. Like, I was like, I've never done this in my fucking life. And I
I
said,
don't think anybody has.
I said, I knew Kev was filming because I was just so upset. And I just looked at it and I said, come to Sestrian, they say. Come shit in a gallon bucket. And that's what it was.
While you're holding another.
Oh, I like my penis was in a water jug and my asshole was shitting. And then I was like, dude, I left that day and I was like, Trish, I'm fucking pissed off. And then I went back to work that day and then I had to do it all over again because I was like, fuck, I have to shit again. I have to do it again. I couldn't. It came on so fast. And the second day was in a Home Depot 2.5 gallon bucket, and there was no lid. So I was like, and I was just sitting there. It was horrible. It's kind of fun though. You were telling me today.
Thanks for
shit
coming
in the
on the
woods.
show.
Yeah.
The 2.5 gallon bucket show.
Thank you for coming on. And on that,
Please,
note,
when you invite-
Trish needs us to shut this off.
Yeah.
She just texted me.
All right, love you guys. Oh my god.